now investment has been made easier and possible with the Zabo platform. Just for you to understand that if you want to make your money grow and you want your savings to grow and not just keep them in the bank, Zabo is a platform powered by Alltech East Africa, which is going to do this and make it easier for you. Register with your NIN, and in the next 24 hours you'll be able to open up an account and start registering, and rather start investing. Investment is with a minimum of 15,000 Uganda shillings and you're good to go. Well, besides that, with Zabo saying your money, your future, Alltech East Africa said do something new. So if you haven't saved with Zabo, that is something new that you can pursue this very day. Markets are open Monday to Friday from 8:15 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. East African Standard Time, and of course they are not open during weekends and public holidays. Zabo, my money, my future, powered by Alltech East Africa, which does say do something new as an individual. It is fast December, isn't it? And of course it's a new month. So if we're to look at that, we clearly look at the business world. The people in most of the businesses by this time of the month, either 1st or 30th November, look through those first 5 days of the month and the last 5 days of the month. Most people are auditing, most people are reviewing the performance of their businesses. So our on-ground discussions are basically looking at how you can safely and automatically, using the automation or using the computer systems, to safely keep your records for the business. Berija Andrew is on ground in the CBD, Kampala, to give us more of this particular discussion.
Thank you very much, Joram. And today we are discussing the aspect regarding the animation industry, and quite we get to realize that quite so many students right there are getting excited and of course amazed by being part of this industry. You know, when we talk about animations, we can talk about the comics at the same time, and quite so many other aspects that relate to animation. You know, this is quite a very wide sector, and quite a lot of youths mainly that are joining to be a part of this seem to be too much excited. But then today we need to understand, what does it really take to really have your game top notch when it comes to this industry, because we get to realize that it's very competitive, you know, because of the flooding markets, and you're not only competing with the people with the local markets, but you're competing with foreign, of course, animators, you know, people that are doing this particular service. So you need to understand that you need to have your game on top notch. And today with me, I'm with an animator. He's the CEO of Cartoon Mentor Uganda, and he's also participating in skilling the different students with animations, and also part-timing as a lecturer at a certain university, still teaching animations. So we want to get a highlight regarding what really takes for somebody to acquire these skills in the animation to be competitive. Mr. Alex Musisi, nice to have you on the show. I know it's not the first time, but still make an introduction for the new time viewers.
Yes, thank you very much, Andrew. It's always a pleasure to discuss the animation industry with you and to be on Smart24. We appreciate it that we get to talk about these areas. So I'm Alex Musisi. I am a computer animator and a visual audio content expert, production expert. I've been in the industry for close to about 10 years now. And I began my journey in like Form 6 vacation when I was introduced to it. So I'm currently the founder and of Cartoon Mentor Media Limited, which is commonly known as Cartoon Mentor Media. And I'm also actually a full-time lecturer at work. Yes, I'm not a part-time, I'm a full-time lecturer. So I don't work alone. I have a team. I coordinate with different animators. So we skill the youth in the field of animation. We do production, but at the same time, I've been privileged enough to join the academia to do further studying with animation and look at it from a different perspective at a higher level too. So I'm getting a lot of insight.
Very interesting. Now, like today we are discussing skilling. Just like any other business, skilling is very important, but skills are relative depending on the industry you're in. So now let's examine the relevancy of skilling in the animation industry based on the current circumstances within the industry.
So it takes uninterested individual in order to appreciate what goes on behind like the field of animation, because often we just see content on TV, adverts, graphics, this and that, but the audience might not appreciate the length at which people go to really understand it. So the relevance of animation skills to any person who's interested in joining the animation industry. So in Uganda particularly, every graphic, like we have discussed, most of the graphics somebody sees on TV, social media, we have talked about this before, that since COVID time, the industry has been, most industries have moved their business online. So there is a need for almost an artistic touch about every advertisement material, yes, on the internet, because a lot of businesses have been moved online. People are doing their marketing and sales and, campaigns online. So the skills are relevant because people are looking for somebody who can create a quality advert, a quality graphic, a quality communicating piece of branding and information. So for the artist, it's relevant for you to hone your skills and polish it and be in the right genre that fits you as an artist, in order for you to be relevant to the client, because clients come when they are looking for different, they have different needs, they come looking for different products. So they would want to go to that individual who serves their needs much better. Of course, in addition to all of that, there are the other aspects of business. People care about their time. Most of the time, artists will forget that, but most business owners, they really care about the time as much as they care about the quality of the work. So as an artist, as an animator, I know the animation industry and animation skills, they take a center stage in advertisement right now. Not only locally, because now the world is a global village. So it is paramount for the artists to really polish their skills. Yes, and in order for them to serve their clients better. Yes.
Let's take a look at the competition, can I say the competition atmosphere in the animation industry currently in Uganda. How is it like?
Okay, so competition is a very interesting area of debate. It has been actually an area of debate among artists. But I'll give my opinion based on what I've been experiencing and what I've heard from my fellow artists around. So there is competition, but we can divide it between local and then international, or we can say, okay, regional, local, regional, and maybe international. So the thing about our industry or creativity in general, we are not mostly affected by competition.
In our industry?
Yes, we are mostly affected by creative distraction, something you call creative distraction. There's that term in business language, economists don't understand that. So in other words, it is who has invented a new way of doing the same thing that really often will kind of make your style obsolete. So we all have our traditional art forms. Some people are animators, some people are specialized in 2D, 3D, some people are motion graphics designers and everything. But you'll notice that now and then you see a new style of motion graphics or a new style of animation or a new twist to it. That's what really an artist needs to really be concerning themselves with. They need to be up to date. As far as competition is concerned, there is availability of work as long as your creativity is able to serve the need of the customer. So in Uganda, I can't say the market is not yet saturated, because the biggest issue I think would be to the market getting saturated rather than competition, but the market getting saturated. For example, in India, it is said, I'm here to do that research, it is said that almost every household has an animator in it. Somebody who's trained as an animator. You can imagine. And this is a country with about 1.3 billion people. But, those are a lot of families. So you find that the market is saturated. In other words, there's tight competition. In other words, you have to be the best of the best, or you have to be really good at your craft in order for you to get work. Now, luckily for us in Uganda and the region at large, we haven't experienced that. So the industry is generally new. It is a bit young. It's not yet that organized. People are not yet making full use of it. I mean, there's so much content to be made, but we haven't made that content. And even the customers haven't really, they still have a few other options. They would like to use animation, but since they feel like it's experimental, they are not so making very big use of it. So we still have a lot of areas to explore. So competition is there in terms of creativity and that creative processes and different genres, but it is not at a level whereby you can't find work or you can't actually find a client. From time to time, actually, I've even had sometimes turn down clients because either I don't have the time to produce the work, or I don't have maybe the right equipment to produce the work. In other words, we still have the luxury of one artist sending the client to another artist, meaning the competition is not yet that bad because we even share clients at the moment. So the work is not that common either, simply not because of competition, but simply because the clientele and the marketplace is not yet very comfortable with producing most of the content in animation. Sure. Because it is not yet clearly a proven marketing tool in Uganda. The liability, yes, the liability is still a bit, questionable here and there. So that's maybe the only thing. As far as international markets are concerned, still our environments are not yet majorly affected. So there is still room to produce content. Lots of it, yes.
Very interesting. Now, regarding that, since you say there is not too much competition as such, so I believe the people that we have in this, the pioneers of this industry at such a time, should really be on the top notch of their game, because these are people that are going to be examples, like to be served as examples for generations to come. They will be pointing to them, But now, for that to happen, we need to do intensive skilling. I don't think we need to first wait for them to be too much, and then we start the skilling. But then I want to know, or a viewer would want to know there, how far have we gone with embracing skilling of animations, and how is the response to the people that we are giving these skills?
All right, Andrew. Actually, that's a very interesting concern, because it's actually ever growing and becoming a real issue for us in the industry. So the industry is still small, as we have discussed, but at the same time, the market is not yet that big because of the issue I've just talked about. It's available, but it's not that good. So it requires the pioneers, like you have said, to be on top of their game in order to make it more relevant. So you find that as far as embracing skilling is concerned, there's been a few challenges. So right now, I'm happy being in the academia. I know higher institutes have started taking on animation as courses, so certified bachelors, which are recognized by National Council of Higher Education. That is beautiful, because the Minister of Education is finally, I think, getting interested in skilling, doing this vocational TVT sort of trainings. But largely previously, the training has been mostly with private institutes and private companies, who are often like Cartoon Mentor. Cartoon Mentor is a private company, but we take on that skilling because it's part of our business strategy. Now, the problem with that, of recent, we have noticed that a lot of those institutes have been closing.
Like those that are skilling the animators.
Who are skilling the animators. Some of them have been failing in business, not because they're failing to train or they don't have the skills, but because they are overburdened by other business responsibilities.
They seem to pay, so the animation seems to be of a less priority as compared to what the burdens they have. If I'm to...
Okay, let me put it straight. In other words, training is normally part of the training process, but there are so many things which have to be in line in order for that training to work out. A private company would mostly train and take on trainees and apprentices because they want to create more labor for themselves. Then private institutes would train because it's a school, fine, but they do that at a bit of a smaller scale, because animation is one of the most expensive endeavors to train. Yes, as an area. If you look at tuition in those international universities, you find that tuition is like 50 millions per semester plus. You could Google this. Yes, 50 million. So people can study it at that level, really. So usually you find that people prefer to go to smaller institutes where they can do apprenticeship programs and then earn a certificate or something like that. Then these other institutes, the bigger ones, which are able to train at a university level, at a higher institute level. They take on limited numbers. But even then, you find that they are tied down by the intensive needs of an animation training kind of equipment and facilities. It's really expensive. So animation, as far as training is concerned, training should be like a bit of a priority. It should be running in parallel. As we develop the animation industry, the training should be taking place. But it's expensive, so some people are giving it up. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Alex, for this talk. This was so interesting. And of course, for animators right there and anyone that is really interested to pursue this sector, to be a part of this sector, Alex has just said it all, It's actually, you're lucky that there is not too much competition as yet. And now this is the time when you should be really on top of your game and, you get the relevant skills, just like Alex has said, the relevancy of getting the skills. Reach out to the institute. Now animation is being made one of the courses, a certified course, whereby actually you can be recognized. But above all, making sure that you position yourself efficiently, because despite the fact that these higher learning institutes are trying to put up these endeavors for you to come and study the animations, you, the person that is being the intended person, you need to respond positively to these endeavors so that we develop our country. Animation has a strong potential to develop a country's economy, creating quite lots of jobs. Alex employs lots of people here just through the animation industry. Smart means business on ground. I'm Andrew Barige. Back to you, Joram.
Taking us through the animation business and how you can position yourself if you are an animator. Most especially, we've got a lot of young animators in universities. We've got those with passion right from high school. So these are some of the key things that you really need to know of before you tap into the professional part of the animations world. Okay, today is Thursday, 1st of December, and the International AIDS Day. And of course, this year's theme is Rock the Ribbon. The National AIDS Trust is committed to supporting new cases of HIV, as well as securing rights of people living with HIV and fighting HIV stigma and discrimination. Uganda has joined the rest of the world to commemorate it. Please do remember, testing is available at the public health centers. Please do go and check for your HIV status, and if you are positive or negative, any result that comes up, you can still live happily during this particular one. And of course, we should as well end stigma amongst the HIV victims. I'm Jerome Paul Sonko. It has been Smart Means Business, but just to remind you that you still have the opportunity to invest with Zabo. Zabo, a platform by Altex East Africa, says your money, your future. So if your money is your future, how about you use it to invest into the bonds, the government bonds that are available. Dial *292# for the MTN subscribers, and then register with your NIN. After 24 hours of the registration, you'll be able to invest. So you select the preferred maturity period for your bond. Well, these markets are open at 8:15 a.m. and close at 3:15 p.m. East African Standard Time. They are closed during weekends and during public holidays. Zabo, my money, my future. Altex East Africa powers Zabo and says do something new. So with no hassle, you'll be able to make your money count. We as Smart24 TV are on different social media platforms. Twitter, Smart24 TV, Facebook, Smart24 TV Official, Instagram is Smart24_TV. Our YouTube channel is Smart24 TV Live. Please do remember to subscribe. You can as well get more updates and business reports and stories via our website, www.smart24.tv. Just as well, you can link with us on LinkedIn. Meanwhile, I'm Joram Paul Sonko, and you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Joram Paul Sonko. Have a blessed day, good morning, and happy new month of December.